Does making it easier to vote make for a more democratic society? And should it? Well, next up, we're going to hear from Jordan Tan in conversation with Ciara Mai-Tilbo of the Downtown Eastside Votes. They're an organization that is taking away some of the barriers to voting. Here they are now.
Hello, I'm Jordan Tan, and with me is Ciara Mai-Tilbo with Downtown Eastside Votes. Ciara, welcome.
Thank you.
Now, Ciara, could you tell us a little bit about Downtown Eastside Votes, of which I'm a proud supporter, and what it does and what its sort of purpose is for this coming election?
Yeah, so we're basically a group of mostly Downtown Eastside residents, and we're trying to get local people to register and vote in the upcoming municipal election. So our goal is to increase voter turnout, but also sort of to help people with the registering process, and which I think there's a lot of barriers for a lot of residents in the area, and so we're trying to help people so register with their IDs and debunking myths surrounding that. Yeah.
And Ciara, just to be clear, the Downtown Eastside Votes is a nonpartisan group. Is that correct?
Yes. Yeah.
And can you outline some of the challenges that are particular to the Downtown Eastside in terms of access to voting facilities?
Yes.
Or access to getting to voting, to participating?
Yeah, there's a lot of barriers. One of the ones that we're addressing right now is the fact that there are only 2 advanced voting polls east of Main, and none of them are near the Downtown Eastside. They're actually near Boundary. So we're trying to get the City of Vancouver to add 3 advanced voting polls that are closer to the Downtown Eastside and to centers of population. But other barriers include especially in the registration process, there's a lot of myths concerning like fixed address and IDs that impede people from participating in the elections, because if they don't have an address, or they're homeless, or they're moving around, they're couch surfers, or if they don't really know what kind of IDs they can use, that's a huge barrier to voting.
Okay.
Yeah.
And just before we go, we've only got about 30 seconds left. So I understand that people interested in getting involved in Downtown Eastside Votes can email downtowneastsidevotes@gmail.com. Phone number 604-839-0379.
Yeah.
And finally, just before we go, we've only got a little bit of time, but everyone seems to understand that there's not as much voter turnout as there could be or should be. And they seem to think they know that this is just the way things are, and maybe it's normal, and maybe there's no way to improve it. But how do you get through to people in 10 seconds or less why this is different, about why they should get out and they should vote, not just because they're being lectured to do so, but because they actually should do so?
Because even if we help one person vote that might want to vote, then it makes a difference, I think. And so voter apathy is not just about like systemic barriers, there's invisible barriers to voting, and I think that that's an important part of thinking about voter apathy and voter turnout.
Every vote counts. Ciara, thank you for your time. Thank you for being on Access TV.
Welcome back to Access TV. I'm Molly Caron, and thank you to Jordan Tan and Ciara for talking about the right to vote. Only 1/3 of eligible voters showed up in Vancouver's last municipal election. I think we can do better this year, people.